Hello and welcome. I am SAG-AFTRA Executive Vice President Ben Whitehair. Thank you all so much for joining us for yet another SAG-AFTRA program on YouTube. To stay current with all of our video events, we invite you to subscribe to this channel, which you can even do right now. Today, as always, we are joined by American Sign Language interpreters Lindsay Gibbons and Mara Bassani Santa Maria. As a reminder, today's program is being recorded, and you can watch the replay right here on SAG-AFTRA's YouTube channel, along with all of our other great content. Today's presentation, Here to Help, SAG-AFTRA Foundation, is brought to you jointly by the PTEOE, President's Task Force on Education, Outreach, and Engagement, and the SAG-AFTRA National Seniors Committee. It's the second installment in a two-part series on some of the incredible partners SAG-AFTRA members of all ages can turn to for support in everything from housing assistance, social services, health and wellness, and financial assistance to education, training, and everything in between. And in case you missed part one of the series, it's currently available over at the SAG-AFTRA YouTube channel, along with all of our other great PTEOE programs. Today, we're going to spend some time with our friends from the SAG-AFTRA Foundation, an organization committed to creating a safety net for members of all ages to ensure that SAG-AFTRA members have access to resources and support in times of need. To introduce our presenters and tell you a little bit more about our program, I am delighted to introduce SAG-AFTRA National Seniors Committee Co-Chair Lee Purcell. Lee had her first acting gig at the age of 5 and has been acting, dancing, writing, producing, and directing ever since. She is the recipient of 2 Primetime Emmy nominations for her work in Long Road Home and Secret Sins of the Fathers. And of course, she is a dedicated SAG-AFTRA member with a long record of service to the union. Lee, so excited to have you back here. Take it away.
Thank you, Ben. And thank you to the PTEOE for producing the second installment of Here to Help. I am delighted to be co-hosting again with you, Ben. The National Seniors Committee heard feedback from members of all ages that the programs offered by the union's partner organizations are so generously numerous that it is sometimes difficult to know where do you turn for support to meet each member's unique situations and needs, whether it's for themselves personally, for their families, or for their career. So to help point members in the right direction, we worked with the PTEOE and SAG-AFTRA's partner organizations to highlight the many programs and resources available to the members. In part 1 of Here to Help, which is up on the YouTube channel, as Ben said, we looked at all of the support offered by the Motion Picture and Television Fund and the Entertainment Community Fund. Today, in part 2, we're going to focus on the many and varied SAG-AFTRA Foundation programs members can access. I can personally vouch for their fantastic free classes of all kinds for members, as I have taken advantage of many of them myself, and I highly recommend them. And now, to provide an overview, please welcome SAG-AFTRA Foundation Executive Director, Sid Wilson. In this role, Sid has been instrumental in creating and overseeing the Foundation's programs, in particular, growing its emergency financial assistance and free educational opportunities for SAG-AFTRA members. Sid joined the Foundation in 2014, leading all strategic planning, programs, fundraising, marketing, and community outreach efforts. Joining Sid for this presentation is SAG-AFTRA Foundation Director of National Performers Programs and Executive Producer of Storyline Online, Rochelle Rose. Rochelle oversees the design and implementation of the organization's professional development programs in alignment with the Foundation's broader strategic, financial, and operational goals. Rochelle really understands the needs of SAG-AFTRA artists because she is an actor and a union member herself having performed in numerous on-camera and stage productions, both in the US and the UK, such as Titanic, Ad Astra, and Empire of the Sun. Sid and Rochelle, I'm handing it over to you.
Thank you so much, Lee and Ben. We appreciate you allowing us to come here today to talk about the foundation and how we can play a part in the lives and the careers of our members. Even though we always think we have been out shouting, we've been very vocal about the programs that we provide, I can't tell you, a day doesn't pass when a member doesn't come to me and say, I had no idea what the foundation provided. I had no idea these programs were available to us. So we're thrilled to be here because I want to walk you through some of what we can offer you as members. So if you want to put up our presentation, we'll start with the first slide. And I think that I would say to you all, if you have, we cannot help and you cannot take part in our programs unless you go on our website, sagaftra.foundation, and create your own account. Once you create an account, you will see all of the programs that we're going to be talking about today in much more detail. So I encourage you to do so. I think we wanted to start with just telling you a little bit about the foundation. Our mission is to provide SAG-AFTRA SAG-AFTRA members vital assistance and educational programming. And we also have a literacy program, children's literacy program called Storyline Online. Our vision is that we believe in a world where all artists can realize their dreams and children are empowered to create their own. So that's the mission and the vision of the foundations. If you want to go to the next slide, I'll tell you a little more about us. I would say that the foundation was founded in 1985. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we are required to follow IRS guidelines for nonprofit organizations. I think one of the most misunderstood aspects of the foundation is people think we are a part of the union when we actually are not a part of the union. We are a standalone organization here to provide assistance for union members. We have our own board of directors. We are headed by Courtney B. Vance as our president. He's been an incredible president since he's been here the last couple of years. And the board is comprised of performers, some at SAG-AFTRA staff, some SAG-AFTRA elected officials, and we also have a board of entertainment industry and business executives who understand and care about supporting performers, and they guide us through our business. And it's an incredible group of people that work with us. Another misconception I think you should know about is that your dues do not support the work of the foundation. We rely on donations and grants for all of our programs. And I think that's something else that is commonly misunderstood. We have offices and facilities in Los Angeles and in New York, and we also provide virtual programming nationally. You should know that we have about 48,000 members who participate in our programs. They have accounts and they participate in the programs throughout the year, some more than others. We have some that come regularly and others that dive into the programs, get what they need, and then move on, and then come back at other times. Our programs are in three distinct buckets that you see here on this. We have assistance programs. Those are all financial assistance programs, our performers programs, and then our literacy program. I'll start by walking you through our financial assistance programs. If you want to flip to the next slide, one more slide. There you go. The foundation offers several emergency financial assistance programs to eligible dues paying members who are in current financial crisis, and that's due to an unexpected crisis. And I stress that because, you know, the life of a working actor is really an unknown, and you never know when you're going to be working for a long period of time, for a short period of time. And the reality is most of our members have more than one job in order to keep themselves financially solvent. These financial assistance programs are really here to assist all of our members when you're in a crisis that has caused a financial catastrophe. And so if you have been in an accident, you have an illness that has caused you to have to stop working, something that has caused you to lose your housing, or you have a death in the family. So all of these are emergency crisis situations that have an impact on your finances. If we walk through these programs, financial assistance, emergency financial assistance is really, it covers general financial crisis. So that's probably the biggest of all of the programs that we provide here. Most people fall into this program. When you go online on our website, there is a tab that says financial assistance. You go into the assistance programs, and each one of these are defined. So you'll get more information about what the program covers, what the eligibility requirements are, because they're all a little bit different. But we have this Emergency Financial Assistance Fund. We've recently created a Senior Financial Crisis Fund, and we felt that it was really important that seniors are facing different kinds of life experiences because they're on fixed incomes, and that we needed to be dealing with the seniors in a different way than we're dealing with everyone else. There's Disaster Relief Fund. That's when there is a natural disaster. There's an earthquake, there's a hurricane, there's a flood, the fires in California. So though that disaster fund is much more immediate, and it is if you're out of your house because the house just burned down, or your house has been washed away in a flood, this disaster relief fund helps you get immediate assistance to get you housing and those kinds of needs that are happening when there's that kind of a disaster. Catastrophic Health Fund is when a member has been diagnosed with a long-term catastrophic illness. You can imagine those could be cancers or other kinds of illnesses like this. This is a fund that helps bridge the gap between what your P&H insurance covers and what they don't cover. So we created a fund to help meet those needs for those members when they're in this catastrophic health situation. We also have Health Premium Assistance Fund, which is when a member is unable to pay their health premium insurance. We will pay your premium for you if you qualify. And then we have a COBRA Assistance Fund. If you are out of work and you are losing your insurance, and you know that you need a bridge for a short period of time to keep your insurance going until your next job has come through or the payments have come through, that is what the COBRA Assistance Fund is for. I will tell you that these programs, in our annual budget, we probably fund between $500,000 and $600,000 a year for these programs alone. If you can turn to the next slide. Thank you. If you need help, ask. This is something that we talk about a lot. If you go online and you create an account, you will find out all the information you need to know about all of these assistance programs, and we encourage you to do so. If you don't ask, there's no one there to help you. So please get online and ask for help. Next slide, please. Our scholarships, next slide. This is pretty straightforward. We have several scholarships that we award every year, and to eligible SAG-AFTRA members and their dependents. There are 4 types of scholarships. There's a lot of information on the website about those scholarships. They're granted annually for study at accredited and licensed universities, colleges and junior colleges, and adult specialty schools, trade and vocational schools. There is a significant amount of information on the website about this that you can find. I will tell you that we give anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000 a year in scholarships to our members and their dependents. Next slide. I will tell you, if we're at the program slide, before I introduce Rochelle, I want to say that the foundation was created 38 years ago, and it was really to meet the emergency needs of our members, which is why we set up all these financial assistance programs. It became clear that there was more that we needed to do. we don't need to just help the members when they're in desperate need. It's important for us to be a foundation that's supporting the members in their careers so that they don't get into a place where they need emergency financial assistance. And so 12 years ago, we started creating performers programs. Rochelle heads up these programs, and I think, Rochelle, you can talk about these programs in more detail. So, Rochelle?
Yes, thanks, Sid. And thanks, Lee and Ben. It's a pleasure to be here. So the first program I'm going to talk to you about, there's a whole umbrella of programming, but the Conversations program is really where we are charting the history of the craft and the process of acting. We have a huge archive of conversations with actors, and the majority of them are available on our YouTube channel. We have career retrospectives with actors from Leonardo DiCaprio and Adam Driver, Kate Blanchett, Rami Malek, Helen Mirren, Jada Pinkett Smith, Eddie Murphy, and older actors like Henry Fonda and Charlton Heston, Raquel Welch. So it's a huge wealth of information and inspiration, and it's nearly all available on our YouTube channel. So you can go to www.youtube.com/SAG Foundations or SAG-AFTRA Foundation and see all of our conversations and a lot of our recorded events there. So please subscribe and follow. We also do cast Q&As. So recently we've spoken to casts from shows like Abbott Elementary, Succession, Ted Lasso. It's a great way to get information if you think you're going to be on the set of one of these shows about what the process is going to be like. Will there be rehearsal? And all kinds of questions. Conversations at Home is something that we started during the pandemic. We switched fairly quickly to recording at home. So the Conversations at Home is indicative of the quality of the recording, because of course these are recorded on Zoom, but it's afforded us an incredible opportunity to speak to SAG-AFTRA artists all over the world. And recently we spoke to all of the Emmy nominees together, and we're able to have conversations with people who were in London and Korea and New York and LA all at the same time. So please check out our Conversations at Home on our YouTube channel. On our next slide, we have a little bit of information about our business panels. So one thing that is happening this fall, this winter, is that our screening rooms in New York and LA are opening up. And so you can attend some of our programming live in person. If you want to attend any of our events, you should go to our website. You do need to create an account, as Sid said at the beginning. But everything is free to attend. All of our classes, panels, everything is free, and you can sign up at SAG-AFTRA.Foundation. We will be bringing some classes back in person in the not too distant future, but we plan to always maintain this hybrid of virtual and in-person programming. The business panels are where we speak to more below the line talent, top industry professionals, where we're asking them to bring their best advice about how they intersect with performers and SAG-AFTRA artists. So we're speaking to writers and directors, agents, publicists. Here you can see Bill Lawrence and Brett Goldstein, who created Ted Lasso. And of course, Brett told us all about his journey from the writer's room to here we are winning SAG Awards and Emmys as a lead character on the show. Other examples of the sort of thing we do in the business, this month is Latin Heritage Month. So we have a panel coming up which you can join live to ask questions with some Hispanic agents. We also recently spoke to some top industry casting directors, and we gathered them together. Jeannie Bacharach, who just cast The Dropout, and Alexa Fogel from Ozark, Wendy O'Brien from Abbott Elementary, Avi Kaufman from Succession and Dipstick, Rachel Tenner from Severance, Meredith Tucker from White Lotus, Theo Park, who of course does Ted Lasso, and Sherry Thomas from Barry, and Linda Louie from Inventing Anna. So there is so much information on our YouTube channel for you to discern for free. We've also tried to crystallize some of the best possible information to small group sessions, which are small classes with up to 20 people, where we try and distill some of this information into a sort of how-to that we can individualize the program for you. And some of the subjects of our small group sessions, for instance, are career focus and money management and representation and self-tapes. So in our money management class, you know, we want to help you get out of debt. We want to help you plan for retirement. We want you to get your finances in order so that you can pursue your career. With our representation class, we're going to talk to you about how to have a successful relationship with your representation, or how to curate concise materials so that you can conduct inquiries and seek representation if you are not currently represented. Our headshot session gives you really excellent examples for your individual needs. There's a whole array and plethora of subjects for you to delve into, and we have accountability groups which we set up and to help you stay on track and stay successful, and then to continue with your group after your time at the foundation has come to a close. We, on our next slide, have some information about our casting access classes. This is an opportunity for you to come in and meet some of those top industry casting directors. Over the last 17 years, we've had 250 of the most highly regarded casting directors participate in this program in New York and LA, and of course now online from all over the country. We have two main formats for these classes. You may read with a casting director live on Zoom, or we have a class which reflects the self-tape format, where you may be assigned sides. You will record your tape yourself and submit it to the casting director, and they will give you written feedback. So it's a really valuable and direct class with great feedback. And recently we've had casting directors like Harriet Greenspan, Krisha Bullock, Kendra Castleberry, Natasha Ward, Matthew Maisto, Lindsay Jameson, and many, many others. And you can go to our program calendar to see all of the classes and screenings and things that we have coming up. And of course, they're all free for you to attend. On our next, there are a couple of, yes, here we have information about the VoiceOver Labs. So there are a couple of programs and services which we offer where you do need to fill out an application or take an orientation before you can start coming to the classes, but all of that information is on the website. The VoiceOver Labs are an area where you do have to take an orientation to get started, and the orientation is packed with information. We have two state-of-the-art facilities in LA and New York. They are staffed with top-notch engineers, and they offer classes about software and equipment. They somehow take very complicated technology and are able to make it easily digestible for our members. There are lots of craft-based classes as well. And if we look at the next slide, we also have these a VoiceOver Lab tech help desk. During the pandemic, we transferred very quickly to virtual classes in the voiceover realm, and our voiceover engineers have helped over 1,700 SAG-AFTRA artists create their home studios. And of course, you really have to have a home studio at this point to be working in this arena. With the VoiceOver Labs, you can have hands-on attention. You book time with our VoiceOver Lab engineers, and they will help you. You can send them 3 of your MP3 auditions. They'll help you decipher which one to send. They'll help you with complicated software and how to use it. If you're working at home and your tech blows up, we have someone who can help you. So please take advantage of our tech help desk. Moving on, a sort of similar program on the next slide is our on-camera lab, where we also have made a calendar available for you on our website so that you can book time with one of our expert technicians. You can do this for real auditions or for practice. They can be readers for you, or they, if you move to the next slide, I can show you that they also have a tech help desk. They will help you with your home setup if you don't already have one. We also have an amazing playlist on our YouTube channel from our technicians at the On Camera Lab, where they have made these 2-minute videos which give you a whole array of things to learn and to do, like creating your lighting, creating your backdrop, excuse me, recording sound, how to avoid glare on glasses, a 2-device setup, improving your image quality or your iPhone workflow. And all of this stuff is there for you to look at anytime on our YouTube channel. And on our next slide, you can see some information about our computer lab. We have a very patient instructor who teaches online computer classes, everything from editing your demo reel to Photoshop and looking after your headshots. Again, these are small classes, lots of software applications, and somebody who can answer all of your questions. So please, next slide. Learn more about us. Sign up for an account at sagaftra.foundation. You can see information about all of our programs and our program calendar. And also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's so much free information there, which is incredibly valuable. And now, Sid, if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about Storyline Online.
I will. Thank you, Rochelle. Storyline Online is our children's literacy program. And I would start by saying actors are the best storytellers. So who better to inspire the next generation of readers and children and possibly actors than our acting community. The Storyline Online is a website. It's its own standalone website. It currently has a library of 70 books that are beautifully illustrated and slightly animated, and the actors who are reading the books do an incredible job in drawing the children into the whole literacy experience. I will tell you that right now, Storyline Online, we have 70 books on our website, where we've got 8 books that we'll be shooting in the next couple of months that will be added to the website. And currently we have over 850 million views worldwide. So children are learning from Storyline Online all over the world. And it's an incredible program that we're very proud of. So if you have any children in your family, please encourage them to check out our library at storylineonline.net. That's it for me.
All right. Sid, Rochelle, really appreciate the wonderful presentation. Want to take a couple quick minutes to ask a few questions. Lee, do you want to kick it off?
Yes, I do. So this is for both of you. Whenever I hear from the members, they are always gratefully surprised by the huge range, as we've just heard, of services that your organization offers. So my question is there a program or service that you offer that you wish more people knew about?
So hard to say. If I can jump in from my perspective, it's hard to say because I think all of our programs are valuable and every person has a different experience. Every person is at a different point in their career and needs something different. I think I would encourage everyone to go on the website and look and really spend some time looking at the treasure trove that's available. It's not just what programming we have coming up. It's the programming that we have archived and recorded. During the pandemic, so many actors were out of work and looking for something, and they found the foundation. They had never really interacted with us in the past. And I think the one thing that was said over and over again was that they did not realize that all of these things were available to them. My sense is, if you're looking for work, the very most important are the on-camera and the voiceover labs. I think those we've seen through the pandemic that those actually help sustain people in helping them keep their careers going while the pandemic was in full swing. Rochelle, you probably have some favorites that you'd like to talk about.
Yes, I think that's right. I think we're really offering stellar programming in the VoiceOver Lab. And I think casting access too. I think I hear from a lot of people that it's difficult to get into the classes. And then sometimes I look at the calendar and, you know, there are spaces in every class. So I think it's one of those things where I just want to remind people to just check the website regularly. We have multiple casting access classes every week, and we do always have spaces in those casting access classes. And that's the one place where people can have sort of a direct connection to a potential employer, get to show off a little bit. So I think that's a really great program.
I will echo how great the casting access program is. I've participated in a number of those classes over the years, and it's been a wonderful way to meet casting directors, hear about how they run their office. And I will say there are many casting directors who will the only education they do is through the foundation. There are casting directors, not all of them, but plenty who go, yeah, you know what, where the members don't need to pay and that they get access and supporting the union performers. So I'll definitely give a thumbs up of support in addition to all the other programs that I have friends who've taken advantage of all of them. We have been talking in a number of our PTEOEs here about live action dubbing in the voiceover space. And we have a lot of members who are wanting to get into that and working on their skills. As for the skills needed, I'm curious if there's anything in the works in the VO lab to support our members in honing their dubbing skills. And you mentioned briefly some of the online support for people setting up their own voiceover labs.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that, Ben, because I think dubbing is an area where there is an expanded amount of work, actually. And so this is something that we have been discussing, and we do have a couple of panels coming shortly, classes and panels in the VoiceOver Lab about dubbing. And I don't think we have any dates set yet. We're still scheduling things, but we definitely have, you know, a couple of things scheduled to arrive shortly. And of course, that one-on-one hands-on attention that I'm talking about, that happens 4 days a week, you know, all day, every week. So that's a really great way to get individualized answers to your individual program problems. And I think there are also, you know, like 4 or 5 classes throughout the week about different softwares and different craft-based classes, you know, accents, audiobooks, all kinds of different voiceover techniques. It really is just a plethora of information, really valuable stuff. And again, as you sort of alluded to, we're sort of in a fortunate position because we do have a lot of industry professionals, particularly in the voiceover world, who want to celebrate, if you will, the Don LaFontaine VoiceOver Lab in LA and our VoiceOver Lab in New York as well. So we have been very fortunate.
Yeah. I can say something about that because I've done a lot of the voiceover classes and also have worked with the help desk, and everybody is just great. And I've also worked with the computer lab, and that's been very helpful. So the classes are varied and so many. And I would say to people, please, when you join the foundation, you will get the newsletter, and it will tell you I don't know if it's twice a week or once a week.
Three times
a week. three times a week. But I got it today, and I was looking and going, oh, that one sounds good, and that one sounds good. So all you have to do is sign up for the SAG-AFTRA Foundation. It is free, and you will get the newsletter, and you will see all these wonderful, just fantastic opportunities that are for you. So go for it.
Thank you.
I love that. What is the best way for our members to know what services they're eligible for?
They would need to go on the website. I think we're all still, our office, everybody's still working from home, so we're all virtual. they go on the website and they're interested in a particular program, there are so many programs and they all have different eligibility requirements. But the basic eligibility is need to be your dues need to be paid. And if you are a dues paying member and your dues are current, then you go to the program and each program gives a definition of what the eligibility is for that program.
And it's easy, just so people don't think it's different. It's easy.
It's so easy. And just for the programming, like the classes, the panels, the screenings and Q&As, to create an account, you put in your name, your email address, and your SAG-AFTRA number, and that is it. You are good to go. You can sign up and start coming.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
What is the best way for members to contact the SAG-AFTRA Foundation to find services, get assistance if they're needing that?
Again, through the website. I think because if they go through the website, they will get directly to the person in the email. The direct contact will be with the person in that particular program.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Final thing, I think many members don't know that the SAG-AFTRA Foundation is a separate entity from SAG-AFTRA, and therefore our members' dues and initiation fees are not going to support the foundation. I think people are surprised because it's so well integrated and available to our members. But so for anybody watching who happens to be in a fortunate space and wants to give back to the foundation, what is the best way for them to do that? How can they donate or get involved?
Again, go on the website. There's information on the website. We like to say, if you need help, ask. If you can help, give. And all of that information is on the website.
Beautiful. I believe there's also, if for any members who are paying your dues online, there's a portion there where you can always donate some of your, if you want to give a little extra donation to the foundation. I get not everybody's able to do that, totally understand, but if you happen to be, it's a great way to support our community. And would encourage anybody who has the means to do that. Every little bit, I know people say this, but it really does make a difference. Even a couple extra dollars here, there can go a long way. So that is all the time we have for our discussion today. Hopefully all of you watching will go to the SAG-AFTRA Foundation website, sagaftra.foundation, to learn more about the amazing work of this organization. They have been there for our members of all ages in good times and bad for decades, and we truly value their partnership. Sid, Rochelle, thank you so much for being here today. And a special thanks to Lee and the SAG-AFTRA National Seniors Committee for co-hosting this program with us.
It is our pleasure. And again, thank you, Ben. Thank you, PTEOE. Thank you, Sid. Thank you, Rochelle. This is such valuable information. I am just so pleased that this happened.
Thank you. We're here for you. We just want you to know we're here for you.
Absolutely. And anyone watching, if you missed part 1 of Here to Help, you can find it over at the SAG-AFTRA YouTube channel, along with an extensive library of PTEOE presentations. On behalf of the whole team here at SAG-AFTRA, we would like to thank you for watching, with a special shout out to our regular viewers who've been tuning in each week for our PTEOE President's Task Force on Education, Outreach, and Engagement programs. If you have ideas for topics you would like to see us cover, please email us, pteoe@sagaftra.org. And before we go, if you haven't already, please subscribe to SAG-AFTRA's YouTube channel to get updates on all of the content we are posting. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Lee.
Thank you so much.